You know what sucks? Shopping for truckers insurance. You know what sucks more? Not having it. You want to know how to fix that? Call 800-347-5373 and let the trucking insurance experts at REV help you get the coverage you need without breaking the bank. REV specializes in providing insurance of all types to small fleet owners and independent owner-operators. Whether local, short haul, or long haul, REV Insurance can get you covered at a price that fits your budget. From liability damages and cargo to workers' compensation and surety bonds, REV has your back while you're out there on the road. Call 800-347-5373 or visit www.revinsurance.com. That's REVINSURANCE.com. That's 800-347-5373. Rev Insurance knows truckers because they only work with truckers.
Hello, drivers. Troy here with TalKCDL. If you are looking for a new trucking job, try NCI at 844-311-7076. Midsize carrier taking on solo and team company drivers. Fully loaded with benefits. Fully loaded T680 Kenworths, fridge, freezer, APUs. So much to name. They'll also take on a few lease operators, and they'll also take on a few student drivers if you've graduated from a trucking school. Call NCI today at 844-311-7076. That's 844-311-7076. Tell them TalKCDL sent you. Thank you. I got the black lung pop.
Do you need a Corona?
Oh, actually, we shouldn't probably joke. We would probably be the only ones joking about the Corona thing.
Well, I'm trying to kill it right now.
I mean, you know what's wrong with having a sense of humor? Honestly?
You know what? Yeah, you're 100% correct.
I heard a joke the other day about the Corona thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, we better get rid of this soon because tick season is soon. And because they carry Lyme disease. Hey, truck drivers, I got some hot news for you. The entertainment industry's leading trucking company is now hiring drivers. We haul for some of the biggest stars in rock, pop, and country music. Plus, we deliver to some of the coolest places like arenas, stadiums, and concert halls. Drivers, check out this package. Drive less miles, about half as an average driver, and the average starting salary is $80,000. And it gets better from there. Each driver's assigned a late model Peterbilt 579 with a customized sleeper, and on top of all that, you get a nice full benefit package. Drivers, if you're looking to change your life, to do something totally different, something different's waiting for you now. Call us, 888-571-8476. That number again, 888-571-8476. Hey drivers, have you thought about becoming your own company? Have you thought you'd like to get your own authority and DOT number, but you just don't know how to go about doing it? Well, call J.J. Keller and Associates. They can help you get the proper registration and credentials that you need to operate legally. They protect drivers from penalties and out of service orders as a result of not having the proper authority. They save drivers time by filing their paperwork and ensuring everything is correct. Drivers, they also help you with unified carrier registration, US DOT and MC numbers, MCS 150 updates, year-around authority monitoring, and plenty more. Drivers, if you're looking to become your own company and you want your own authority number and DOT number today, call J.J. Keller and Associates at 888-601-2017. That's 888-601-2017 and tell them TalKCDL sent you. Thank you. I heard a joke the other day about the Corona thing. Somebody said, we better get rid of this soon because tick season is soon. And because they carry Lyme disease, that means you can end up having a Corona with a Lyme.
It sucked.
It's a crappy joke, but
It's bad.
it's a crappy joke. I know, but I heard it. I didn't make it up. I mean, you would. But yeah,
That was really bad.
Hey, you know what's you can't be tacky on here. Where can you be? All right. So what do we got going on in TalKCDL? You know what I was thinking about? I was actually wanting to do a podcast.
ADHD much?
Listen, if ADHD was a trucking company, you're saying that I would have 1,000,000 miles there? Would I be 1,000,000 mile HDA? Now listen, what is it called? HDA?
See, he can't
ADHD. That's it.
You can't even get that.
See,
Your mind still goes so fast you can't even get the little numbers or letters right.
All right, listen. Here's what I was thinking.
What?
I really hate to go and jump on conversations that everybody else is in because we try to do it our own way here.
I'm Abby Normal.
Abby Normal. Anyways, but the coronavirus, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, it is.
And, I see they're shutting everything down. But here's what America could actually really see what we've been talking about for years. TalKCDL and every trucker out there has been saying, listen, you shut down trucking, you're screwed. 3 days, boom, it's all over for America, right? These guys could actually see something like that happen. And so really what I wanted to say is calling all truckers. Because here we are. Exactly. Stand back, Nell. I'll save her. No, exactly. This is really what the truckers do. People don't. This is where the appreciation for trucking is really. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, you sit in your ass and you drive a truck and you just sit there looking at chicks' legs and stuff like that all day long. Not that I ever did, Ruthann. But seriously, so check this out. This is what America thinks of truckers, but what they don't realize is really the dedication the trucking industry really has for the American people and how much we do care. And all I'm saying is calling all truckers, stay brave, guys. Stay clean. Wash your hands 1,000,000 times because America needs you. I mean this sincerely because without you guys, without us, I'm not driving anymore, but if I have to pull out my CDL, pull the dust off of it and go start delivering, I will, Ruthann. I damn well will.
Mm-hmm.
Will. But
yeah, will.
Exactly. But no, so what I'm saying is calling all truckers. Because why?
Because they need you. Uncle Sam's little finger's pointing towards you, but it's not Uncle Sam. It is the little baby that wants baby formula and diapers and wipes because they bought it all. They're pointing their little finger at you and saying, help me get a clean butt.
Help me, Uncle Trucker. But no, it's true, man, for real. So all I'm saying is keep doing a good job, guys. I know guys and gals, lady truckers, and I've talked to a lot of truckers lately in the last week. I don't hear any of them saying, oh, yeah. I've seen a couple people online going, oh, I'm going to stay home until this stuff blows over.
Yeah.
Which imagine if all real truckers had that attitude of, screw that, I'm not going to go anywhere. We went out to dinner the other night. I'm not saying that I'm afraid of the virus. I really wouldn't want to get it. But at the same time, we all have a duty. And truckers, honestly and truly, America can't do it without the truckers.
No, America is ran by truckers when it comes to what they need and when they can get it. I seen a meme and it was hilarious because everybody knows for whatever reason in the world.
Is it a toilet paper meme?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that was coming.
The flatbedder. He's a flatbedder and he has the 12-pack of toilet paper strapped on the back of his truck.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Really?
I mean, cute. Yeah. But it's honestly, when you look at it, the drivers do supply everything that the United States needs. There's nothing that can get to your store without a driver supplying it there.
Tell everybody what I videoed today in Walmart. God, you can tell them. You were first off. I
was embarrassed.
Before we get it totally into trucking, I did embarrass you.
Yeah.
And you don't embarrass easy.
Easy?
You don't embarrass easy.
No, I don't. I'm used to you by now. But there's certain things that he does that will drive me insane.
Okay, but let's be honest, okay? You know that some of the greatest memes come out of Walmart. It's true.
It is true.
Okay. And true. So what do we see? We're in the what do they call it? The self-checkout area, the big squared off section where they watch you for stealing, you know what I mean? And make sure that you didn't put any sneak, how you could just kind of go boop, oops, and pretend that was the scanner.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, whatever. So anyways, who walks in?
An old guy.
He wasn't.
He was pretty.
He was probably
in his 70s.
Yeah. And what is the only thing in his cart?
No, I gotta say, he walks up and out of my hearing, because I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, I hear, so how does this thing work?
Yeah, he doesn't. He's never even used it.
And I look over, and there this older guy is with, I don't know, 6 cases of.
It was a cart full. It was a loaded
Bud Light.
It was Bush. It was Bush
Light.
It was Bush beer, Bush Light, and the entire cart. There was not even. There wasn't even a.
There was no food. There was just beer.
No shampoo. No nothing. It was literally beer. I mean, and so tell him what I did.
He videoed it.
And I mean, literally, and I pretended like I wasn't, but
he didn't pretend nothing.
Well, that guy,
you were flat out holding it to your chest, videoing the poor guy as he's getting his, I don't know.
I mean,
monthly, weekly, who knows, supply.
I know, like everybody's like in Walmart to try to get as much food off the shelf as they can because we're all dying supposedly. And what does this guy do? He walks in real quietly and fills a cart with beer. I mean, too funny.
It was funny is because he had this big grin on his face. Y'all heard of the shit-eating grin? Well, he had one of those grins on his face, and he's like, how did this thing work? You know, and he's like, I don't know, 6 foot. I mean, he's tall.
He was a big guy.
And you could tell he wasn't starving.
Right.
So it's like he had a wife or someone at least that fed him. And here he is buying like 6 cases. But, you know, in
I think
Florida.
he had more than 6 cases. He had a full cart.
Well, I don't know. Look at your video. But in Florida, we'll have what's called hurricane parties. So for all we know.
A Corona party?
He could be having a Corona party.
Oh, okay.
With Bush Light.
All right. Okay, let's.
Of all beers, Bush Light, light beer.
Okay, let's get into.
You don't know if you're gonna live. Go with the thick stuff.
I don't think the word light is thick. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about some trucking things. I mean, and again, you know, the Corona thing. And let's.
Here, I'm gonna say one thing with that real quick.
Go ahead.
Stay healthy by washing your hands, of course. It's transferred by mostly
coughing
and
sneezing,
or anything that's within 6 feet of you. So stand back about 6 feet to talk to people. If you're going to go and have to be in close quarters, get one of those masks or tie a hanky around your face just to help keep those, you know, mucus molecules from coming at you, and keep some hand sanitizer, or at least rubbing alcohol in your truck if you have to wash your hands because you did have to touch someone before you get back in your truck. There's easy ways to do it. Just be really careful. They say if you gargle with salt water or Listerine or something to that effect where it kills the germs, that will also help keep any of it out of your throat because it starts there.
You know how like when you're in an elevator and someone coughs or sneezes, you kind of like you shuffle a little tiny bit and you just try to be real cool, like that didn't bother me. Like everybody does that, right? Am I right or wrong? It's almost like
true.
It's almost like when someone farts and you know somebody farted in the elevator
and
everybody's like, okay.
I giggle.
We know something just happened here.
Sometimes I say, excuse me.
Right, but everybody acts like not a big deal, right? Okay, but I give permission to lose your cool. If you get in an elevator and someone starts sneezing and coughing in there, I'm going to be like, yo, dude, you know, I'm getting out of there. I'm not kidding you. I'm not going to be the guy that acts real cool like that doesn't bother me. Because one of the things, and at first I didn't realize this disease was...
It's not a disease, it's a virus.
Well, I'm going to go conspiracy here on you for a second. First thing I didn't realize is it was any big of a deal until I started reading the descriptions of people describing like it feels like an ice pick hitting you. Okay. The second thing that I would say is here's the conspiracy. I've never seen in my lifetime somebody shut down the entire country over a virus. Now I'm going to name some things. I'm going to just go right to the big boy, the strongest virus or disease or whatever you want to call it that I know of in my lifetime, Ebola. People still go to Africa. They're not afraid. It's like they're not afraid of Ebola. You know, the worst thing.
Isn't there vaccines for it, though? Before you travel, you have to get like, I don't know, a dozen different vaccines just to go across country.
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that really protects you from Ebola. And Ebola is like the mortality rate's like, you get it. I think it's like a 50 or a 70 or an 80% chance.
How do you get Ebola?
I don't know. All I know is remember when do you remember a couple of years ago when 1 or 2 people came to the country and they had the Ebola and they were a little scared? Did they shut the country down? No.
Who was running the country at the time?
Who cares? I don't care who was running.
Curious.
All I'm saying is this. Ebola, okay, the swine flu, SARS, all this stuff that we've had in this world and never a big shutdown. Are you paying attention?
Uh-huh.
Never a big shutdown. So my question is this. Doesn't it sound like there's something people aren't telling us? For them to literally say no restaurants, none of this, they're shutting everything down in the entire world. Are you telling me that it doesn't? Am I being too paranoid going, no, there's a conspiracy? Or am I thinking realistically that this is kind of weird that over something that sounds like a little bit worse than a flu, you're shutting the world down, but you never shut it down over Ebola or anything else? Doesn't make sense.
Well, here, I did look up Ebola because, like, I like Google. And I didn't know this, but it's also known as, okay, I can't pronounce it, but when you hemorrhage, it's a hemorrhagic, or simply Ebola. It's hemorrhagic fever. You actually bleed to death.
Right.
Which I didn't know that.
Is there a cure?
It's of humans and other primates, it's saying. So signs and symptoms typically start between 2 days or 3 days after contact.
How do you get Ebola?
They bleed internally, externally. It's fever, sore throat, muscle pain, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, and a rash.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at. If that's way worse to get,
it's high risk, death killing 25% to 90% of those infected.
Hello.
With an average of 50%. But this is often due to low blood pressure from fluid loss and typically follows 6 to 16 days of symptoms appear. It spreads through direct contact with bodily fluids, such as blood from infected humans or other animals. That's why they're not going all nuts over it, because it has to be bodily fluid like blood to bodily fluid.
Okay, can you get Ebola from coughing? Google it. You like Google.
Spread may also occur from contact with items recently contaminated with bodily fluids. Spread of the disease through the air between primates, including humans, has not been documented in either laboratory or natural conditions. Semen or breast milk of a person after recovery from Ebola may carry the virus for several weeks to months. Fruit bats are believed to be the normal carrier in the nature.
Okay, now you're going on here.
I'm reading it.
All I'm saying is, out of all the diseases that we've known, why is this one here, out of all the diseases and viruses, why is this the one that's shutting down the country?
Okay, you want my theory?
The media's scaring everybody?
Here's my theory.
I don't know.
Now, we never get political on our station because it has no place for it.
And we're not going to do that here today.
No, but what I'm saying is maybe because of when the last huge virus was out, which was the H2N2, was that the one that was the last really big known one? And the swine flu, those, when they were out, we had a lot of deaths from it. So I think
one of them was 70,000 deaths in this country.
So I think it was the H2N2 was that. So I think what happened was when this one came out, I think what they're realizing is because it's generally a 2-week incubation and symptoms appear and you have like 2 weeks of being sick before you start getting better. I think what they're trying to do is nip it in the butt. So I think that might be why they're stopping it, is because of lessons learned from previous incidences where our country has, fallen victim to bird flu, Asian flu, H2N2, swine flu, all these different things that come about that it's rapidly contagious. And I think that's why they're trying to say, okay, well, listen, we already know it has this kind of effect. Let's go ahead and just quick get it taken care of so that, we already have a spring break, so let's just knock it off really quick at that point.
Okay. All right. Well, and to be honest with you, it makes sense what you said. I really feel more of a conspiracy kind of a moment right now, but I'm going to go with what you said. And let's just go ahead and move on, because what I'd like to do is go into some trucking stuff. Do. Wow. What do you got? You got something? Do you got stuff for us?
Well, we just covered some of the stuff that I would have had. So how about I take that away? But also on this, the FMCSA has issued a 50-state waiver for your hours of service through April 12th.
I did see that. Mm-hmm. In fact, TalKCDL's Facebook page posted that. That is something. Do you have like this, when they say they took the hours of service away, that means you can just run. Is that what that means?
What they did is because there's so much, whatever reason the shelves are going empty for certain products, toilet paper, baby wipes, you know?
Yeah. And again, it is what it is.
It's not water. That's the weird thing. It's not like water or certain things. Okay. Anyways, I'm getting the weird look.
Yeah, well, that's because it sounds like a shitty conversation. I really... I don't want to talk about toilet paper. You know, I really, honestly, I actually scroll past all the toilet paper jokes on Facebook because it's like, honestly,
there is a meme out and it has, it's not Kermit, but it's someone like Kermit just sitting there drinking a tea and it says, I'm still trying to figure out why all the toilet paper is gone. Diarrhea has nothing to do with the virus or something to that effect. But anyways, moving on. Because there's so much need for the drivers to, like we opened up with, getting the product to the stores, they want to alleviate the HOS so that the drivers can just get the stuff there and get it moving and get it going quick.
Calling all truckers. And I want to tell you something, though. There's still outlaw companies out there that, you know what I mean, some of these guys will literally fix logs and all that other stuff, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. We did a pod on this before on like some of those apps, okay, that you can actually adjust. Well, back at headquarters where the main app is at, for example, the app Keep Trucking. I've heard people backing that up, okay? Well, the record holder of that particular company, they don't erase this stuff. So all I'm saying is, if you ever get a DOT audit and you may show on your end that the driver had hours, but if they go check with the hub.
So it's like getting caught with 2 logbooks?
Absolutely. It would be 100% like your digital 2 logbook scenario. So anyways, all I'm saying is drivers out there, now that they have the no hours of service for you guys, I want to just say this clearly to all my brother truckers. And I've said this since we started this podcast, November of 2015, when we started this. I remember the first couple of weeks we were really pushing this, and I'm going to say it now. You are the captain of your ship. I don't care who owns that truck. I don't care what company it is. If you're tired, I'm going to tell you right now, go to bed.
Pull over.
If it's unsafe, get off the road.
Or if you're sick.
That's right, too. If you're not feeling good and all of a sudden get somewhere and get tested for this. Because the last thing you want to do is get killed or kill somebody, all because you have the green light to run as hard as your company wants to push you. That's all I'm saying. Now that you drivers are used to running, I'm going to tell you, I was thinking about this, Rutan. Some of these guys now, they're used to running according to legal ELDs.
Right, like a schedule.
Right. So if you've been on ELDs for a year now, or I think it was January of last year is when it went into effect, when it was now everybody was mandated. I think it was January 19, or was it 18? I think it was 19. But anyways,
it was 19.
If you have been doing that legally for 18 months, and then all of a sudden someone tries to make you run 20 hours, take 5 off, and then run 20, and then take 2 off, and then like old school truck drivers have done in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, some of these guys used to run 4,000 and 5,000+ miles by themselves.
Right.
Not many people believe that, but it's true.
Oh, I know it's true.
I know guys that were doing it.
I know.
And they weren't doing coke either. They were just machines.
Right.
But they had to build up to that.
It's a stamina.
These guys today, the DOT has them to where you drive and it's time to shut it down when you have to shut it down. There is no more, like, what I used to do. I'd do my logbook the next day, and make it according to my miles, blah, blah, blah. But there is no more of that. And so you get into a situation where someone's telling you to do something that you're unsafe about. Just keep remembering one thing. You are the captain of that ship. Mm-hmm. No ifs, ands, or buts. 0, 0, 0, 0 does anybody have the right to push you beyond safety limits. That's what I'm saying.
I agree 100%. And if you are not feeling well, simple thing, go to the cdc.org and you can look at the symptoms there, and they'll be able to tell you if you have a regular cold, if you have the flu, or if you actually are having symptoms of the virus. I'm naming it the virus. So, you could do it that way so that you know whether or not you should really just quarantine yourself or not, but don't use it as an excuse.
Can you imagine the guy that has to haul for Charmin, worried that he's going to get hijacked? You know what I mean? Talk about high dollar lows getting, all right. Anyway, so.
Remember the commercial, time to make the donuts.
Yeah.
Time to deliver the Charmin.
Okay. Sorry, you're really getting worse. All right. So what do you got? You got some articles or anything in trucking besides this Corona thing? Can we get off this virus?
That is actually really taking over a lot of...
Everywhere you look, it's the COVID-19.
It is. It's taking over a lot of the way things are, but there is a few things that are going on as far as... Trucking is concerned. I mean, Matt's had to be canceled because of the virus.
Again, it all comes back to the COVID. But let's talk about that for a second. We were all set up. TalKCDL was all set up. We had interviews set up.
We did.
With different companies and just things that we were going to be doing with people over there. And it was so cool. And
I was so excited.
The video work that we were going to do, everything, man. I mean, honestly, disappointment. Honestly, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. Dallas this year, Lord willing, we're going, Ruth Ann, and we're going to hopefully there won't be any kind of a halt on that. So, but tell everybody, what are we doing next month though? We do have some plans.
We do.
Next month for all you truck drivers, we want to invite you out to.
We were invited to the 75 Chrome Shop
for their annual.
It's
a trucker parade.
Well, it's not just the parade. They do other things with it.
Yeah, it's like a big 3-day party or something like that.
It's like a trucker appreciation for the Chrome Shop.
Well, it's more than that. They're going to have show trucks there. They have a parade. We're going to be doing some video work. We'll do some interviews. But then there's free food. I think it starts like on a Thursday. Was it Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday is the parade.
Dates? April what?
Okay, now I have to pull that back out.
Okay, so we can announce it on our next one, but I think it's like April 15th or something like that.
No, 24th, 25th, and 26th. The 24th, that's a Friday. That evening is the parade. And then the 25th is where we will be there and we will do interviews and they kind of have a bunch of stuff that's going on. And then on Sunday, the 26th, they'll be doing awards and like winners and stuff like that. And that's what they will announce. It's usually over about 1:00 on Sunday. So, and then they have food and just, it's a really fun time to, hang out with your fellow truckers and hang out at the Chrome Shop, which lots of shiny things.
Yeah, definitely shoot us a message if you plan on coming and hanging out with TalKCDL in the 75 Chrome Shop. It should be a pretty cool event, and we're going to be there Friday and Saturday. Won't be there Sunday.
No.
Okay. So
Friday we'll be there like briefly in an evening to get the trucks and stuff like that because we want to see the big, nice tractors that are
awesome. So what else is going on in trucking, Ruth Ann? Anything major at all? In fact, what was funny is we just videoed a quick little story. Ruth Ann was out and about the other day, last week, and a lot of you probably seen the video that's on TalKCDL's Facebook page. And she came walking in, and I was actually in the shower because I was just taking a shower. and so
sometimes you just need to get clean.
Right. So anyway, Ruth Ann walks in, and she said, "Hey, look at this little video I did real quick. You need to go." And it literally just a couple miles from our house. I guess, I'm not going to say I'm not going to judge somebody and say they were texting and driving, but the bottom line was there was a trucker from North Carolina, Paul, was stopped at a red light, and he said, I could see in my mirror, I could see him coming. And all it was from one red light back. And he said, I guess he braced himself, and the last minute the guy swerved and caught his trailer, tore up both trailers, really. No damage to the tractors. And when I got there, they were all in the middle. A couple stadies were there, and we interviewed Paul. I mean, I feel bad for, this guy was an owner-operator. I didn't get his name. I didn't want to embarrass him and put his name out there. But if I'm being honest, guys and gals, you have no idea, again, the Russian roulette you're playing when you pick that phone up. And that was I'll bet you that guy was probably doing it for the last so long. And he's probably kicking himself in the ass right now because he knew he should have put that down a long time ago. Go ahead.
Well, the distance from one red light to the other that you're talking about is not a short distance.
No.
It's enough to where you can get your speed up and be moving pretty good before you would have to stop again.
Correct.
So you have to pay attention.
Probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe.
At least, maybe.
You think so? You think it's even more?
It could be maybe closer to a mile, but at least 3/4.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's just, our week. Other than that, Ruth Ann, do we have anything else that's interesting? Give me something interesting. What's the word of the day? Do you have one?
I do, but hold on. I have one thing that I did want to mention. As of March 13th, the ATA files a preliminary injunction to halt Rhode Island's truck-only tolls. You know how up in the Northeast, they're trying to make it to where it's only the tractors that would have to pay these tolls to keep their roads going. Mm-hmm. Well, the ATA is trying to stop that from happening and penalizing truckers for doing what they need to do and making the state take care of themselves.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought there was another state or two that were trying to impose a trucker's toll only. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, nobody else has to pay toll but the trucker. I mean, it doesn't even honestly make sense.
Is it Jersey?
I guess.
No, for some reason, Jersey's in my mind.
But what the bottom line with all that is what it's amazing about the country sometimes, we're pushing back to the industry that's taking care of us.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. I do agree. And there's a thing called the 2290, which is a heavy highway use tax. And they collect $550 every year for every trucker. Mm-hmm. And that's what that means. Heavy highway use. It's for the heavy highway use, which means that if you own 1,000 trucks, you have to pay $550,000. Okay. Is that 550 or is that 5.5 million? I mean, I'm not even sure of the math right now. But
the point is that they get enough income from everything else that they shouldn't have to worry about taking the extra money from the truckers that are supplying your state with the necessities that they need for life.
They already have the tax for the roads that get chewed up. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you something else. Yes, things have gotten more expensive, but roads have gotten better to where they actually last long. You remember when we were kids, roads were always chewed up and nasty, especially Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I don't see roads being near as bad as they used to be. I think they've gotten better at keeping them and putting roads together that stay longer. Again, I know they cost a lot more, but the bottom line is, why start taxing or penalizing the trucking industry for something you're already collecting on? Right. That's all I'm saying there.
I agree. I agree.
Ruth Ann, word of the day. What do you got?
Let me go back to it. I like to play on my computer sometimes. Not actually playing. I'm going back and forth between subjects.
They all know you now, Ruth, and they love you. Honestly, they bear with you when you are not fully prepared on TalKCDL to do your job. Anyways.
Wow.
What's smack? How's the bus feel? You just got thrown under. Oh, and that's another thing with Corona. These guys, they just announced 50 people or less. They're talking about, the CDC said today they're suggesting crowds 50 or less. I don't know if it's gone into effect, but if it does, Greyhound, you're going to have 49 or less on the bus. I mean, I don't even know if that'll be.
I wouldn't want to go on a Greyhound.
Neither
honestly, if I did, if I had to, but honestly, if I was going for a job and I knew I had to get there, I would get a hanky, or I would get something and wrap it around my face and ride that way. I don't care if I look like I'm a bandit or something to that effect. I would still do it just to protect myself.
Getting on a Greyhound's it's almost like a cruise ship for Walmarters. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to get it. All right. So what do you got?
I'm going to play it real quick.
Wait, let me turn it up. Go ahead.
Fusty.
Fusty?
Mm-hmm.
Fusty.
Yes. It has two meanings.
How does it spell?
Fusty.
Fusty.
Fusty. So it's smelling stale.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything, honestly. I'm not touching it.
Your computer's going nuts. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to even dub that out. It's going. It's like demonic.
So, and I wasn't touching it.
What does it mean?
It means smelling stale, damp, or stuffy. But the second meaning is old-fashioned in attitude or style. So
A stuffy, smelly old person?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, no. You like alienate some of our audience. You know that, right? And I think the last time you alienated it was the elder people. I love people that are older.
Well, here's the thing. We're not young. So, like we're smack in the middle.
Yeah, you can be fusty yourself.
I am fusty.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do smell stale.
You could be a little on the fusty side. All right.
All right. Here's the other one that I thought was actually really hilarious.
Another word of the day?
Yes, we are.
We have 2 words of the day?
We do.
God, let's hear it.
All right. Let me turn my computer back up because I had paused it.
Crinkum, crankum.
Crinkum, crankum.
Crinkum. It actually says crinkum, crankum.
Crinkum, crankum.
Crinkum, crankum.
Do it one more time.
Crinkum, crankum.
So that's an actual word, crinkum,
It is
crankum.
crinkum, crankum.
Okay, what is crinkum, crankum?
And I'm going to spell it real quick. CRINKUM. CRANKUM. So crink, crank,
Crinkum, crankum.
Mm-hmm.
What's it mean?
Elaborate decoration or detail. Something full of twists and turns.
So I've never heard anybody walk in our house and go, wow, that is like crinkum, crankum.
I know, right?
I mean, is it like, it sounds like a Swedish word or something, is it?
No. It's
Crinkum,
English, and it's from the mid-18th century.
I can just imagine them going, crinkum, crankum. So you're saying English.
English.
Crankum, crankum. Okay, whatever.
Crinkum, crankum. But something full of twists and turns. Now, I know I have heard that before where someone was talking about like maybe a maze or something to that effect, and it's like crinkum, crankum, but I read a lot, so that might have been why I remember hearing something similar to that. But those are some 2 words of the day. I also want to do a little shout out. For those that don't know, Troy, our local foodie here, decided that TalKCDL needed a food page.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I want to throw it out there because Troy loves to cook. He is a hobby cooker. So what he thought would be wonderful is to show drivers some of the things that he likes to cook, whether it be something new, something old, something.
Stuff I would cook in a semi-truck too. And that's just...
Exactly.
Can I add to this?
Go right ahead.
Because one of the things we wanted to do is build this page, but we want to build it with every one of these truckers.
Exactly.
And actually, you don't have to be a trucker. Like if you're a trucker's wife, or you don't even have to be in the trucking industry. And we get emails from people that are not in trucking that listen to our podcast.
I know, weird what, but...
And well, some of them are saying, I really like the trucking industry, but I don't want to be a trucker. It's
right.
Weird.
It's their living.
They're like, it's like they have a trucker
us.
fetish.
Yeah.
I'm a closet trucker. But anyways, so we would like you guys to send in your videos of cooking.
Exactly.
And when we build the page up, believe it or not, like for example, TalKCDL, our videos, we actually are now commercially paid on TalKCDL. So if somebody has like a crazy video with trucking and you send it in and we put it up on TalKCDL, we will actually pay them a percentage, a rightful percentage.
Right.
Okay. I think it's like the going percentage, like 60-40 or something like that. But they could make money. And so when the foodies, when what's it called? Foodies by TalKCDL. When that builds up, we're wanting people to send in their videos and help build the page up. Mm-hmm. And eventually that one there's no commercially paid on foodies.
Not yet, no.
But eventually we will make sure everybody gets a cut of it.
But here's the thing. There are some small restrictions. We can't have like background music or anything like that. Copyrighted issues are huge with Facebook, so we can't have any of that. So abide by the laws that way, and we would love to put your videos up online with it. But if you don't want to cook the food, if you're too like, oh, I don't want to cook it, send us the recipe. We'll go ahead and cook it for you.
Yeah, I would do it. I mean, I'll cook it to your recipe and probably tweak it a little. But check this out.
Did you hear him tweak it a little? He's so weird.
Tell them the first time I met your mom, what did I do? We went to a spaghetti dinner. What did I do? I fixed her spaghetti sauce.
He did.
So check it out. I want to reiterate what Ruth Ann just said. If you're videoing, you got a video like say in your vehicle and you're videoing a crash and you want to send it in to TalKCDL. If it has background music from a singer that's AC/DC or whoever in the background, there's a good chance we can't use it because we now have to strip out the sound. We can use the video, but we can't use the sound because it's copyrighted music.
Exactly.
And here's the other thing too. If you send us a video of anything, we're going to be tagging your name and everything with it. So you have to make sure you don't I'm just saying, make sure it's your video. If you try to send us somebody else's video and that comes back copyrighted, then you're going to be the one getting in trouble because Facebook doesn't play around with that crap. And
no, they don't, because we had something similar happen to us. And, you've got to really watch, we can only do so much background checking on it. So we don't want to go and not put your video up if it's truly your video. So just make sure that it's just your direct video.
So there you have it. We have a new channel called Foodies by TalKCDL. That's FOODIES. It's all about cooking. Send in your anything. It could be you making something unique out of peanut butter and jelly. We don't care. We want to put it up there for you guys, okay? And it will grow, Lord willing, and share everything. And then, of course, if you get a trucking video, anything trucking, as long as it's 3 minutes or more, we can put it up, and we'll be commercially paid by the industry on how well it does. And we'll send you the statistics and show you what the video actually makes. And if you have a parcel video in like a 30-second one or a 1-minute one, just send it in and just use for one of your compilations, and then we'll divvy it up that way. But we want to make everybody part of what TalKCDL is now going to be benefiting from.
Well, we're all about the trucking industry, so we want to make sure that everybody that's involved in the trucking industry can actually be part of it with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever mentioned Runners?
Runners is a group that TalKCDL started, and it's growing little bit by little bit. We set it up to where you can automatically join. All you got to do is look for it. It's called Runners, and you guys can post anything you want. I try to keep it trucking, which, because it's really more for trucking for drivers that are runners. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I forgot about Runners.
But what that does is also it's kind of like a little chat between drivers, especially if you're driving or not driving, but sitting, and you want to just say hi to people and stuff. If anybody's in the room or available to talk at that time, you can have a conversation with your fellow truckers just in a small group setting versus on the whole Facebook page.
There you have it, guys and gals out there. Got a video? Send it to us. If it's a moneymaker, we'll make sure that you tag it or leave your phone number, and we'll discuss things. If you got something where you're cooking, especially in the truck, I love some of the videos where people are preparing something in their truck. If you have something that you're doing, making a steak, whatever, a grill outside underneath the trailer, whatever the case is, do it and send it in. I'm telling you, we'll make it go viral if we can. We're not getting paid for the foodie stuff right now, but eventually we will. Good.
Well, here's the thing. I've heard.
What'd you hear?
That you can cook on the manifold of your truck.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that.
If you got a burger on your manifold, my suggestion would be put aluminum foil on it. I'm sure that's what they do, obviously.
I would suggest that.
Yeah.
But you always see, you've seen the little video where a person gets those chocolate chip cookies and they kind of put it on a cookie sheet, shove it in their dash, and they go for the day or whatever, and they cook cookies. I want to see if that can happen in a tractor. I'm sure it can, but I want to see if you can do it. And here's the other thing. If you are a trucker wife and your trucker's off on the road, why don't you send us the videos of how you prepare your truckers' weekly meals or however it is, so that other wives or other trucker hubbies or whoever's, at home versus the one on the road, it's usually the wife, but they might need that help. They might be very new to it. So send us what you can.
I just got a really cool idea.
Uh-oh, I thought I seen a light bulb.
Check it out. I would like everybody to start sending us, you wives, I would like you to send us a video of when your husband's pulling up, especially if the kids are excited and want to say, hi to daddy, or you're just seeing him, and I would love to make a awesome compilation of truckers from all over the United States. Heck,
that would be cool.
Even our European...
I was going to say globally.
Globally, any one of you. I don't care. Russian. I don't care if you're a trucker anywhere in the world. Send us a video of your husband or wife or whoever pulling up and he's been out for a while, and I don't just do it. I'm going to probably cut it down to a couple, so many seconds, and I want to put it all together, and we'll make a welcome home, daddy.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
See that? We now and then I make a video you like.
Every now and then he does it.
Yeah.
It's not embarrassing.
So there you have it. If you have all that stuff, send it to TalKCDL. Troy at TalKCDL.com or Ruth Ann, RUTHANN at TalKCDL.com. Or you can Dropbox us. If you have a Dropbox, you can put it in Dropbox. There's all kind of ways to transfer the file if it's too big. Just write to us on Facebook's TalKCDL Messenger, and we'll show you how to do it if you're not sure of how to do it. But I think that would be a really cool idea to get. We really like to keep everybody involved. And
that would be cool. Welcome home, Daddy, and it'd be like
absolutely
or welcome home.
One lady sent us a video one time of her little 3-year-old kid running to the truck. He's like, Daddy. I was thought, man, that is so cool just to see, somebody missing that truck driver. It was just so awesome. And so, last but not least, if you're looking to interview with us and you want to call in and you want to talk about some stuff, just write to us and we will get to you eventually. I know some people get impatient about interviews. We have companies that are wanting interviews that honestly have been asking us for over a year and we haven't put them on yet. So you truck drivers come over those guys. So let us know. And we love every one of you. Ruth Ann, do you have anything else in trucking? Stay safe and wash your hands. They say that you can eliminate 50% chance of catching it just by constantly washing your hands.
Yeah, soap and water, not just sanitizer, but soap. Soap's what kills it more than the sanitizer.
And if you have rubbing alcohol, there's recipes. Ruth Ann can even put up on TalKCDL to make your own sanitizer. You've made it for us with the little spray bottles. So other than that, we hope everybody stays safe and stay in touch. Write to us. And give us your thoughts on everything. And we hope to see you guys at the Chrome Shop in April 20th or something like that, whatever it is. Ruth Ann, what was it, the 20th? It's around then. Just be there.
24th, 25th, 26th.
Okay, if they get there 4 days early. No,
but if you need to message us for anything, go ahead and email us. Tell us what you think about us. If there's any subject that you would want us to start looking into, anything that you actually seen that you would want us to check more into that, we don't know everything aside from what Troy thinks. He's a know-it-all. He does not. So if there's something that you see or, hey, let us know about it. We, eyes and ears across the United States is always awesome.
All right. Sounds awesome. Are we out of here?
We're out of here. Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.